Someone say that when girls don't like you or they're jealous of you, they try to gaslight you into thinking that you did something bad and that you're like a bad person. And oh my God, it was like a light bulb went off in my head because I was like, that is so true. Like, I was trying to figure out how to say it. And it's so true because they will take anything you do as like an attack and try to make you feel bad. And you're like, wait, that didn't happen, or that's not how it happened, or I didn't say that. Like, they will interpret things with their own lens of their insecurity and jealousy and then flip it on you and tell you that you did something to them, and you're like, 1 + 1 is not 3. This did not happen. When you are someone with a big heart and you're truly empathetic and you're compassionate and you really do good by people, you really do question yourself. You're like, wait, this person has feelings. Like, I want to make sure they feel validated. I want to make sure if I did something wrong that I apologize. And so you really do start turning these wheels in your head and almost gaslighting yourself that you did wrong by them. And they know you're gonna do that because they know the type of person you are. It's like they know who to attack, they know who to attach themselves to, because they know that you're always gonna be the bigger person and that you're the type of person who's not gonna be like, oh, fuck you then, whatever. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, how can I make you feel better? And you're giving in to them and giving them the narcissistic supply that they need, because now you're coming to their feet and basically giving them what they wanted, telling them that they're right, that you're the piece of shit, and that you did something wrong when you didn't. And this happened to me recently with someone who I wasn't really like friends with. We were like building a friendship, but I always had my eye on this person. But something inside me always told me like there was something about them that just didn't sit right with me. And I didn't listen to my first mind. And I gave this person a chance to be my friend. Even though I really didn't see them as a friend, I was kind of watching them. But I guess I thought, like, let me be open to them. Like, maybe there's something good about them that I haven't seen fully yet. Like, I was trying to be more open. And honestly, I feel kind of dumb because my first red flag about this person should have been the fact that they are friends with people who don't like me. And that's already like such a oh my God. I have given this person the time of day, but I was like, oh, we're mature. Like, we can be friends with different people. Bullshit. I learned my lesson. But this person did that to me where out of nowhere, they were like, oh, I feel like you did X, Y, and Z to me. Like, you haven't been X, Y, and Z the way I want you to. And I was just like, what? Like, you sound crazy. Like, I told my friends about it and they were like, this girl sounds insane. What is she talking about? Like, we were genuinely perplexed by this person's train of thought. And at first I was like, wait, did I do that? Because I'm already thinking like this person's already gaslighting me. Like, I did something to them. And I had to sit back and really be like, no, wait. Remember your first mind about this person? Here it is. This is what they've been waiting for. They have been waiting for an opportunity to gaslight you into thinking that you ain't shit because they have you on a pedestal and they want to bring you down so bad. I didn't put myself up there, girl. I didn't. You put me there. And then you just wanted to find something, because I feel like it would make this person feel better about themselves if they could now run to their friends who already don't like me and be like, oh yeah, see, I was friends with her and look what she did. You were right about her. I feel like you would get off on the fact that your friends don't like me, and now you have a story to tell them. And so you manufactured some beef between us so that now you feel cool. Like, oh my God, yeah, I don't like her either now. We had a fight too. You look crazy because that didn't happen. You made it up. And I say all that to say that, yeah, they do gaslight you. And you're better off just staying away from those people. If you haven't even an inkling, a little bit of something telling you, your intuition telling you something's off about this person, it's right. Listen to your intuition. Don't give people a chance if you don't feel like it, because there's something in there. There's something vibe, some energy that you're getting from them for a reason.
I want to share with you guys really fast the powers of a negative, toxic friend and how this will affect your life. So I see this lady all the time. I'm not going to say where, but I see her almost 2 to 3 times a week. And every time I see her, she's with this one woman. This woman, you can tell, is toxic. How do I know? She's gossipy, she's mean, she's unfriendly, she doesn't say hi to you. You can tell she gossips about you. Like, literally, you can hear her whispering about you. And this other lady, let's call her Judy. Judy's hanging out with Cheryl, Cheryl's toxic friend. Judy is nice, lovely, kind, bubbly, energetic, so sweet. Cheryl is not. So if you're Cheryl and you're kind and you kind of feed off the energy that Judy's giving off, she'll start to dim your light. So I started to associate Judy as this. I remember thinking like, wow, both these ladies are so mean. They're rude. They're gossipy. But the reality is Cheryl was the only one doing that, not Judy. But the problem of a toxic friend is that they consistently will pull you down. So if they gossip, you might gossip. If they're negative, you start to be negative. And the sad thing is too that you may not naturally be that, but people will start to perceive you as that because again, you're feeding off this other toxic person's energy and it's subconsciously affecting you. So every time I would see these two ladies together, I would be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see them. They're rude, they're gossipy, but only one of them was. So one day I randomly am out and about and I see Judy out and about and she was so nice. She literally even offered to let me borrow her shoes one time because I showed up to this one gym, showed up to this class, forgot my tennis shoes like an idiot that I was, and she literally offered the shoes off her feet to me, like Jesus probably would. So whenever Judy and Cheryl separated, I got to see the truth and reality of Cheryl, and I'm like, wow. Actually, no, Judy. Sorry, I'm getting these women confused. Judy was actually a nice person. And I saw her again and I was like, you're nice. She's so sweet. She DMs me all the time. But that's the problem is that when you constantly hang around a negative person and that negative energy, people perceive you as that as well. And they will lump you into that. And it will subconsciously rub off onto you as well. So be careful who you surround yourself with because people may perceive you guys as a little bunch or they probably start thinking like, ew, they're both that way. When in reality, you're not.
Y'all know I always talk about dating down will bring you down. Well, today I want to talk about befriending people who have less than you. If their hearts are not pure, that admiration they have for you will turn into hateration. And I want to share a few of my experiences. So I realized that I don't hold women to the same standard that I hold men to. You know, he needs to have some motion. He needs to have some business about himself or he can't be around me. But with women, I'm just a little bit more lenient. So, you know, I had befriended a female. I thought she was just a genuine, sweet female. And she didn't have no business, no motion. She didn't want to go to college and get a degree. She didn't have any goals, no ambition, like no nothing. You know, she saw the world in a very dark and negative light. I didn't realize at the time that I was actually trauma bonding with her because we shared some of the same brokenness. And once I healed, I didn't have anything in common with her anymore. Despite that, I would still try to keep our friendship alive. And so I would come to her about my ideas, my visions, and my goals. And like, girl, we could do this, you know, together, we could go here. And she would always remind me of my limitations and how people wouldn't support that and how it just was impossible. You know, she was projecting her failures and her abilities on me. Once I began to heal, my creativity began to unlock. See, the thing was, she wasn't healing. So her creativity, it was blurred. She couldn't see beyond her pain and betrayal that was done to her. But because I was coming to peace with my betrayal and pain, I was looking forward to the future, right? And this is where our friendship, you know, where I could see we were growing apart. But as I began to prosper in different areas and it began to be seen publicly, I guess it triggered her because when I looked up, she had, you know, unfollowed me and disconnected from me on social media, you know, with no explanation, nothing, just, you know, because I wasn't posting anything but the blessings that was on my life and what God has done. I'm not going to be quiet. Nobody's going to silence me about what God is doing in my life. So I guess that triggered her. And so she just, you know, disconnected from me. Now I've learned to create standards even in friendships. Like if you don't have, you know, some type of motion and business about yourself or career about yourself, we're not compatible like that. You know, because if I hold a man to that same standard, I'm going to hold women. You ain't got to be driving no Rolls Royce. You ain't got to have $100,000 in your bank account. I'm not talking about that extreme. But you need to at least have some type of independency and motion about yourself. You need to at least have that at the minimum. You'll be amazed at how many women are in my inbox. Girl, we got to connect. Girl, we ought to hang out. And some of them are opportunists. They want to latch on. They here for the benefits. They here to go higher, and they're not genuinely trying to connect with the Nessa. And I'm at that place now in my life where I want people who genuinely are for me. So when people disconnect from me or leave my heart, I promise you, I don't lose sleep over it. I'm not bothered by it because I'm already guarded. I'm protected. So I just want to share that.
I've learned the hard way that the most dangerous type of friend you will ever have in your life is the jealous friend. These are the types of people that will pose as your friends and as people you can rely on, but in reality, they're secret haters. They never want you to be doing as good as them, and they don't know how to clap for you when you succeed. Also realize that the more that you work on yourself, the more that you glow, the more that you love yourself, you're going to kind of draw jealous people to your energy, and that is why having boundaries and recognizing these types of people is crucial. Jealous people will leak energy, they are energy vampires, and they are not people that you want around you, especially as a woman. Trust me on this.
When it comes to people around you, you have to be mindful of who you hang around, y'all. And I feel like sometimes people can be a little too nice, meaning if you have that friend, a lot of y'all have friends who's supposed to been cut off a long time ago, baby. A long time ago. And these people or that person is still around you. Yes, when people talk about jealousy, yes, jealousy is definitely a natural thing. It is natural. But no one talks about when jealousy starts becoming demonic. Certain things you can't play with, and I feel like jealousy is one of them. I'm gonna keep it real. A friend of mine and I were talking one night, and he told me a verse in the Bible, and he said that jealousy is as cruel as the grave. That means a person or people can do some wild shit and make some crazy ass decisions. If you look at Shanquilla Robinson, Kanika Jenkins, and Selena, what do they all have in common? All of them passed away in a hotel. If you know somebody don't like you, if you know deep down in your heart a group of females don't like you, or anybody, or males that don't like you, don't go with them nowhere. Nowhere. While you thinking everything, gonna be all right, I'm gonna be good, and you got all these good intentions that everything gonna be all right, and you got people who you think you're cool with trying to take your ass up out of here. I just want to say, y'all, you can't play with everybody. If it smell like a rat, it's a rat. If it quack like a duck, it's a duck. Don't play with stuff like that. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. Nobody talks about when jealousy starts becoming demonic and evil, because when it comes down to jealousy, it is levels to that shit. It's definitely levels to that shit. And when somebody jealous of you, girl, they don't care about you being there for them. I can tell you plenty of people I've been there for. Then helped them, then been there for them, then fed them and their kids, they child too. I can tell you so many people. They don't care. Start accepting for people for who they are. If they feel a way about you, sis, if they feel a way about you, bro, that's that on that. Go ahead. You need to, what them scissors at? You need to go ahead and start cutting them off. It's not healthy and it's not safe. If you're watching this video right now, a lot of y'all already know in the back of your mind who it is you need to cut off. It's not cool, it's not healthy, and it's not safe. Go ahead and start making the right decisions, y'all, because you never know what's on somebody's mind, and you never know what somebody will do to you. Jealousy is cruel as the grave.
Some women are just like strange. Like I've noticed that there are a lot of women who befriend other women that they don't like. And it's like, why are you going to like be friends with a girl that you don't like, or befriend a girl that you're jealous of? Like why? And I've noticed that that's very popular amongst women. Like a lot of women are in these frenemy friendships. Like this girl has been your frenemy for 15 years. Like I don't understand that. I think women can be really weird with the way that they navigate relationships, which is why I always warn a lot of women, especially on my channel, about cultivating and only accepting positive friendships and stay away from those weird friendships or those weird women who don't like you but still want to be around you and kind of become obsessed with you. Stay away from those.
Y'all ever get a feeling where you know that somebody does not like you like that? Your spidey senses are tingling, telling you that something don't feel right, something's off, but then you're like, you know what, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just in my head. Maybe I'm making something a bit deeper than it actually is. They'll do little things to you or say little snarky remarks, and again, you just pushing it off like, oh, you know, maybe it was just a joke. Maybe it's too deep. Maybe it's just me. And then finally they review themselves, and then you're like, oh, I wasn't making this up this whole entire time. I wasn't just in my head. Nah, people are just weird and fake for no reason. That's why I feel like discernment is one of the most important gifts you could have as a person, because when you get that gut feeling that somebody doesn't like you or they're moving weird or their intentions are just off, bro, believe yourself. Like every time I've gotten that feeling, I've always been correct. And it's just crazy because it's like our intuition, our gut be telling us like, something's not right. But then we just be like, oh, you know, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's nothing, and we push it to the side. Whole time that's us, our inner selves telling us like, bruh, trust me, because I know something, I could feel something, and this person, that energy is just not aligning, and you need to leave them alone.
You know what I was just thinking about, because I'm fucking petty? I was thinking about, you know, life has been really good lately, and I've been so happy. And last time life was this good for me, one of my friends got real fucking jealous. And now we're not friends.
If you have a very magnetic personality and you make friends really well, you socialize well, you're very confident and comfortable in your own skin, you are going to attract weirdos. You are going to attract people who do not have good intentions. I saw somebody say that bugs are attracted to light, and that is exactly how I feel about this situation. Those bugs, those weirdos, are going to be attracted to your light that shines bright. If you are one of these people, you are what I like to call spiritually rich. You could have way less money than people when it comes to material wealth and this, that, and the third. And because of this spiritually rich personality and this light inside of you and this confidence, you can still make people 10 times richer than you jealous. And just in general, you're going to make people feel very, very uncomfortable. You probably have met weird friends before and you've looked up and been like, why do I keep attracting people like this? But it comes to a point where as soon as you see these traits, you need to cut it off. Because consistently having bugs suck your blood is like, it just takes so much time out of your life. And when you have one of these really vibrant personalities, you have to protect your peace. Because those people's main goal is to seem like they like you and care about you and want to get really close to you really, really fast, usually. But then they just want to take your peace away from you because something inside of them hates how peaceful you are, how happy you are with yourself. These are the type of people who will usually, like I said, try to become friends really fast or make those weird comments towards you where they're being like, oh, you're sensitive, like it was just a joke, but you knew it wasn't a joke. They were being jealous and weird. They always have something to say. Sometimes you'll notice that if they're single, they want you to be single as well. Like they just don't want you to have things that they don't have. A lot of times these people will use the word we a lot because they want to group you both and make you guys seem like you're the same person or on the same level because they don't want you to like seem ahead of them because they actually view you as ahead of them. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes into this, but if you know, you know. But you have to protect your energy as soon as you see someone like this and protect your peace because you are spiritually rich and you need to protect that wealth, that spiritual wealth.
Here's how to deal with a friend who is jealous of you. You know someone's jealous when they drag you down, they dig at you, or they just give you weird energy whenever something good happens in your life. Every friendship is circumstantial, but what I like to do when I feel a friend is jealous is realize that they don't have bad intentions towards me. They're just insecure in themselves. My job as a friend is hype them up, make them know that they're worthy, that I see the best in them. A lot of us were quick to cut off people we love instead of realizing that we all just want to feel enough and we all want love. And listen, I don't think it's your responsibility to pick up every human from the floor and make them confident. But what I do think is when someone has been in your life for a while and you feel they start getting jealous, just be a good friend. Start lifting them up. Start making them feel good in themselves. Often we feel weird energy. We take it personally. We cut people off instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt that they love us. They have good intention for us and they just don't feel whole and they're projecting it onto us. After I lift them up, I also take a step back, but I don't think you have to cut off and always make a big scene. In the past, when I was younger, I would always have a conversation. I just need to talk to you. I feel like you've been so jealous. Your energy has been weird. She already knows she's jealous, so I like to just take a step back. Keep that energy at a distance from me, but keep doing my best to lift her up. And last tip is be patient with your friends. All of your friends are growing at different times and different speeds. The point in this video is, one, you don't need to cut someone off if they're jealous of you. Just do your best to lift them up and keep them at a distance. Obviously, every friendship is circumstantial, but I hope this helps you to be a little more patient with the beautiful women in your life who love you so much and they're just struggling within themselves and maybe projecting it onto you.
Let me tell you something. People don't act weird all of a sudden. Hear me out. I've been through experiences where I've hung out with a person multiple times and then all of a sudden they act weird. But it's not acting weird at all. Because in hindsight, they never really liked you. They never really messed with you like that from the beginning. They just put on a front. And now they can't keep up with you to the point that they have to show who they really are. They can't hide the fact that they don't like you anymore. You have surpassed what their thoughts were. And now they're like, okay, I can't take this. I'm going to show you who I really am. So when a person all of a sudden acts weird, they're not acting weird. This is who they are. They're just showing you the true version of themselves. Listen to it. Listen to your instincts. Listen to your gut. And be mindful around these people. And if you have to cut them off, then cut them off. Nobody out of nowhere, all of a sudden, acts weird. Because believe me, I've been there in friendships and coworkers and classmates, all that, where a person was friendly the whole time and then they pounced on me in a millisecond. And I'm like, whoa, where did this side come from? But it was there all along. Let me tell you, it was there. We just didn't notice it. Or we just brushed off those behaviors that was shown to us. So it's just all about being mindful.
The next time somebody is walking around saying something rude and disrespectful about who you are, you're not going to react. You're going to treat it the same way as if somebody was walking around town saying that you are a potato, saying that you are purple. Like, you're not going to react to that. You know why? Because that's just so outrageous. Like, obviously, I'm not a fucking potato. Obviously, I'm not purple. That's the same way that you need to be reacting to all these type of insults. Like, I'm not even bothered by the fact that you said that about me because it's so untrue that you're not going to get a reaction out of me. So the next time somebody wants to call you annoying, rude, ugly, whatever the negative remark is, baby, it's the same thing as them calling you a fucking potato.
Advice on how to deal with jealous friends. Few of your friends are constantly trying to copy you, your taste in men as well. Your gut feeling doesn't matter. Okay. Ma'am, would you rather them not copy you and copy someone else because you're irrelevant? A lot of women start having problems with this, and it just baffles me. If you're a good example, why wouldn't they copy you? That's a compliment. You're looking at it from the wrong perspective. It's not about copying. It's about they see you living your best life and they want to live their best life too. Would you rather them copy someone like Pygmalion and go get the worst type of man and dress tacky and wearing bonnets out while they're in public with you? Be happy. You're an influencer to your friends. That means you are the leader. You are the leader. Like on Mean Girls, you know, they were always copying Regina George on Mean Girls. And someone like tried to prank her and cut out like holes on her shirt, and then everybody was wearing it.
Energy never lies. That's why when you get the feeling that somebody doesn't like you and your gut senses just start tingling, bro, you better believe yourself. When somebody is low-key not supposed to be in your life, like they're just a hater, they don't like you like that, like something is just off, the signs will be there. And the number one sign will always be the energy that they give you. Especially when you're like an intuitive person, you be knowing. And like sometimes you try to like downplay stuff and be like, oh, you know, maybe I'm just making things deeper than they are. Maybe it's just me being in my head. No, you're not. Honestly, you just have to get to a point where you accept that not everybody's gonna like you like that, and that's honestly okay. You're not gonna be for everybody and everybody's not gonna be for you, and that is just like a fact of life. But to sit here and try to dim your light just to make other people feel comfortable or make somebody like you or keep somebody in your life, like, nah, do not do that. Me personally, I just gotten to a point where I just let people think what they want to think about me, and I don't particularly care that much. In my personal opinion, I feel like people's opinions of you only really matter when you give them weight and when you give them importance. And it's just like everybody's gonna have a thought, everybody's gonna have an opinion, everybody's gonna be thinking something, and it's just like, why give more power to something that's really not even that important in the grand scheme of things? You shouldn't stop being you. I shouldn't stop being me and living in our authentic self just to make other people feel comfortable and just to keep people around. Like, let them go so you can make space for somebody even better to come into your life.